welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port here on a Tuesday.
That's right, baby.
Barnes, Tony, and Domac. How you fellas doing today?
Yo, dude.
Feeling great.
Feeling okay, dude.
Yeah, I we'll get to it, Tony, but I can imagine, I mean, how would you not be tight is basically what I would say, right?
Well, yeah. I mean,
you deal with it best you can,
dude.
though.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the whole thing.
We're getting through the show. We're getting through the day. And we're going to try to put a smile on.
Yeah, and I think by the end of the show, I think you'll be cheesing, Tony.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, you said you saw a lot of things you liked last night, so I mean, I think that's a positive step. Positivity is key.
Yes, dude. Yes.
Because I don't care what anybody says. I don't think there's anything more annoying than negativity. People that are over just shut the fuck up. Honestly, I don't want to
fucking do it.
Yeah,
and shut up, dude.
The sky's falling, this and that. Domac, how was the trip?
Oh, dude, the trip was sick. Getting to play on all those courses, especially the course that they got to play on.
Yeah, I saw your post yesterday. That looked awesome.
Yeah, it was so cool. But dude, the conditions are just so crazy.
Pristine.
Yeah, pristine. And then the roughs, dude. If your ball ends up in the rough, dude, you forget about par in the hole. Just getting out of the rough in general, it's almost like you almost have to just chip just to get onto the fairway. You can't even trying to swing a long club in that rough to try and get out.
It's not gonna,
almost impossible. Happen. It was impossible. It was crazy.
What I was gonna say is, now how many rounds did you get in?
All right. So when you go, you could get certain packages, and the one package they offer, you get 2 rounds a day. So we were playing 2 rounds a day for 4 days, something like that.
Oh wow,
yeah. That's kind of crazy.
That's awesome.
We were getting a lot of golf in.
What was your low score?
My lowest one was on the South course, which is the easiest one, and it was a 102.
Okay, now the South course. Now what is it's the Copperhead course is the tournament one?
It's Copperhead's the tournament one. South course is another one, and then they have an island course. And then they used to have a 4th course called North course, but then I guess they sold it. They got rid of the property and they sold it. So now it's just those 3 courses. And then normally the packages, they'll just put you on tee times on all 3 courses. Normally everyone gets 1 round at Copperhead, and that kind of comes with it. But the way actually we kind of got lucky. So they were so busy, they were oh, we could only give you 1 round a day for a couple of days. And then my dad was like, well, we're paying for 2 rounds a day. It's we got to figure something out here. And he was able to negotiate a round at Copperhead every day. So I got to play Copperhead 4 times.
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, dude.
That's
sick.
Awesome. And what about the greens? I mean, was it the fastest you've ever had?
Oh my god, dude! It's like putting on glass, dude.
Yeah,
insane.
That's crazy.
Especially when I've only played up here. I learned up here. All I know is up here. So to go down there, it took me literally 2 rounds to get used to it.
Because I mean, would you say of the total distance of what you feel like it should be, is it a third of how far you hit it versus how far it go? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say probably around a third. But dude. Sometimes, even the close putts, it's if you just tap it, sometimes they go, and it's the chipping was probably the hardest because normally, you would chip and it doesn't really run a lot when you're chipping around the green, but on those greens, if you do a solid chip around the green, dude, that thing runs to the other side of the green. I'm oh my god,
yeah,
dude.
it's tough. It is
tough. Brutal,
but nothing like playing a PGA course.
Yeah, so cool,
so much fun. Speaking of courses, and Tony brought this to my attention yesterday, Fairchild Wheeler getting bought by Stu.
Yeah, dude. How crazy is that?
That is nuts. And I think that's the best thing that's ever happened to that course. I think it's going to be a million times nicer than it is right now.
Yeah, it said that after the season, they're going to shut down for renovations and stuff. So, I mean,
actually, because I feel like they've just been doing the bare minimum to get by.
Yes,
last 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is. I wonder though, Tony, if the deals are going to go away though, because the money on the renovation, the high cost of buying the course.
Maybe.
I would still imagine that the deals are still there for the students and faculty, right? I mean, she was owning it now.
But I'm saying it still might be a deal, but like the
Not
overall,
as much. Yeah.
like it's like higher overall though. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I don't know if you would know Domac, and I know I think Riley mentioned this before. What's the deal with Great River, price wise for the shoe?
But my understanding, it's pretty expensive to golf there. I'm
Yeah.
not sure what the discount
Wasn't Riley
is.
saying something like, "Oh, $20 or something"? I thought he just said
Riley
that.
said that, really?
I thought you don't remember him saying something about a deal for Great River?
No. Should I try to get him on the phone?
Yeah, patch him in.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see what we can do here.
What would you say percentage that he actually picks up? I'm gonna say 20. He might be watching. Could be
He
watching.
could be watching. He's been known to watch every so often, I suppose. But let's see. Let me hop on here.
And I could try to see if there's anything on their website too.
Yeah, sure, dude. See what this guy's got here.
Because that course is unbelievable. Have you played there, Dominik?
No, I haven't played there because I saw the price. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm just, in my opinion, I'm not good enough yet to like. For me, it's like worth it.
expense.
I'm not good enough yet. I got to really dial it in.
No, I hear you.
Yo, Riley, what are you doing right now? You got a second?
I do have a second.
All right, nice, dude. You're live on the show, obviously. And we're talking.
Tony wants to call you out for what you were saying about the Mets.
Stop it. Yeah, what the fuck, man? You said you make me a believer, all right, dude?
The Mets are hot, baby.
But we're talking how Shoe Sport Fairchild Wheeler, and we were talking about prices. Do you know how much it costs for like a faculty or a student at Great River to golf?
You got.
What?
Yesterday was April Fool's. That was fake.
Wait, really?
Oh
no,
wow.
dude. Wait, but Shoe. Oh my God, really?
It was Shoe Barstool, right?
It did.
Was
I
it
think
Shoe
was
Barstool?
Shoe
What did I send you
Barstool.
on?
Yeah, I think that's what it
dude,
was.
wow, mad people got because I was talking to Such about it too.
Yeah, I know. I asked it in our
Wait,
group
no,
chat, and
yeah.
then no one really answered. Then Capozzi sent this. I was like, okay, it must be true.
Yeah, I thought it was. Everyone was like talking about it. It makes sense, dude.
Well, I thought it was true too, but if the only post is on Barstool Shoe, then
True.
no way.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, no one else posted about it.
But what was the question?
How much does it cost to golf at Great River if you're a student?
Great River student ID is $50.
$50.
For 9. Okay, I just actually found it. So I guess it's $50 for 9 holes, $75 for 18. Tuesday to Thursday, anytime. Saturday and Sunday after 2.
Not a bad little.
Yeah, not terrible.
I
I
mean,
guess.
for 18 holes, it's half price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then alumni, you fall under alumni, not
Technically, or
university
faculty.
staff. University staff,
whatever staff.
100, and then 50 for 9 holes. So you're not
Okay.
getting. I mean, it's just such an expensive course.
Yeah.
I wonder what the general rates have been. It's such a nice course, though. It's annoying that it's so expensive.
Yeah.
Gosh, I guess $100 to golf. It's so tough when it's like 25.
But
at
I mean,
Fairchild.
right? Don't you think? I mean, they could have a Corn Ferry tour there if they wanted to.
Yeah. Honestly.
All
right, Ryan. Yeah, we're gonna let you get it. Thanks for ruining my dreams,
All
by the
right.
way.
All right, go Mets.
Yeah, yeah.
Mets stink. Go Sox.
You wish you had those Durant stolen bases on your fantasy team, though.
Oh my God, dude. Oh, I love fantasy baseball though.
Yeah,
I'm addicted though.
no, it's tough. Yeah, I probably check 20 times a day, to be honest.
Me too.
Yeah,
All right, bro.
but yeah, we'll
Have a
talk
good
to you
show.
soon. Thanks, Riley.
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah, so I mean it's a lot,
Oh,
but
the
it is
Fairchild, dude.
it
You know when
is
people are so
nice.
fucking
That's what I thought. But like, then they posted 2 April Fool's posts. So after the second one, I was like, okay. the
yeah, I was
first
like,
one
oh,
must
this
be
is like
real.
legit, dude.
I just feel like, though, I mean, is it just me or is the April Fool's
not
jokes?
funny.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's about as funny as Dan Grassa, Tony, or no?
Literally, maybe even less funny than Dan Grassa, if you can even believe that or not.
Yeah.
But it's just like so ridiculous, especially with like things like that. It's like, why? Like, what? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, at least your pricing will stay the same. I mean, what would I'm curious? I want both of your guys' opinion on this. Condition of Fairchild, 1 to 10, starting with Tony. Go.
The condition of it, wow, dude. I mean, I guess it hasn't been the worst condition I've seen, but I would say bottom tier, like 5.
5. Okay. What about you, Domek?
Based off of now what I've seen this past week, it's probably I would have had it at a 5, but now based on what I've seen of like real courses, it's probably a 2. And I can't put it any lower because I played at Pomprog once during like a
I've
drought.
played there, yeah.
I was there one time during a drought, and I swear to God, it was dead grass and dirt.
Yeah,
Dead
no,
grass
that's
and
how it
dirt.
was in Somers, New York. Same thing. We played last year. Everyone was pissed. But I would say, yeah, probably between a 3 and 4 at most. I think it has better days. I would say besides the price, I think the best part about it is a lot of times like there's no one around you. Like you kind of just like go as you please, which is nice, and it's wide open.
Yeah.
But I just feel like it just brings the vibe down a little bit just because of the scenic part of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just was kind of curious about that. But yeah, so a lot to get to, but we will start with the comments. Josh B riled Tony or no?
Of course he's riled, dude. So Josh B says, yo, dude, what is up, fam? Yanks off to a good start, but it's about how you finish, he says. We will see. Hashtag TC, hashtag sports. Is he just like, wait, what's the deal?
No,
The
it's
trepidation.
No, it is funny. It's tough for him. You know what I mean? It's almost like Mark. Honestly, there's a parallel there. I feel like even with the good, it's hard for him not to go in the back of his mind about what could go wrong. And the one thing I'll say, I don't think like that, but I understand based on the 3.5 hours of sleep last night.
No, it wasn't 3.5.
4.5.
No, probably like 5.5, honestly. 6.
That's probably what I got too, to be honest. But I understand just based on the disappointment of the last 14 seasons. So I get that.
Right.
But I mean, you gotta pretty much love everything right now.
Yeah, you really got to do, dude. It's actually interesting because Domak brought up a stat to me that the last time Yankees started off 5-0 was 92.
That's
dude.
such a weird stat.
But that's one of those things.
Different team,
matter.
different. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. It doesn't.
No,
That's
does
like
matter.
saying
Not
the
at all.
Rangers are going to lose in the first round because of the Bruins.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean to. I didn't realize I jumped the order here that Matthew was
No, yeah,
riled
of course,
first.
dude. He was in there first with the big "Let's go," dude. He says the Yankees, baby, let's effing go. 5-0, boy.
Let's go.
And then he says, "What about LeMahieu? About LeMahieu, dude."
Yeah, we have a drop.
Yeah,
for that.
dude.
Let's go. That's awesome. And I was on the phone with him a couple times yesterday, and we were saying just gotta like get the timing right. Gonna need somebody to record. Definitely gotta call into Dan Grassa. Honestly, I'm so ready to do it. And I feel like I know what he's gonna say too. Like if I kind of go on the attack, I feel like he's gonna be like, Brian's one of these guys, you know, everything's going right. He calls in, then once they hit a low streak, you don't hear from him. I know he's going to say something like that.
What? When is he normally on?
So I believe it's right after the Michael K show when the Knicks and the Rangers are on. So
Okay.
it's kind of like varied. I know he's going to be on tonight. Of course, tonight I can't do it. It would be kind of hilarious to do it after the game on Friday.
On Friday?
Especially if they
Oh
win,
my
like
God.
a dominant win.
Dude, that would be hilarious.
You think any chance he doesn't like flip out and, you know, even if I kind of ease into it, you think he's just gonna...
I think it depends on how you approach it. I feel like if you ease into it, he won't be like freaking out. But I mean, I think if you come in like guns a-blazing.
I was thinking about like doing it soft, but then just being like, I just curious, Dan, you know, you've had some time to reflect. Are you going to apologize to us, you know, New York baseball fans? And I, not even so much, I'll mention the Yankee part, but then also how he said that there's no excitement for opening day. Like what a disgrace it is. We're the best fans in the world. You have anything to say about that? Like just to see what he would say.
Yeah. I think he would be kind of tight, man.
Yeah, but he said it, not me.
Yeah.
I don't know what he wants me to say.
Speaking of he said it, Michael Buckta calling you out, says Barnes. You never answered my text
Did
from
he text
yesterday.
me yesterday?
You know,
looking
Michael,
at this,
Michael,
I do not have a text from Michael Buckta yesterday.
Michael Buckta, what's the deal there? And it says Yankees are cooking right now. UConn women also won last night. We have Jimmy, the brother in the house, says, "Hey guys, I'm a Penguins fan. Me and my Rangers friend were at the game last night. Go Pens," he says. Well, I mean, dude, insignificant game. Good for the Penguins. They're trying to play for something. Rangers office already clinched. Who cares, dude? All right. Penguins about to lose Crosby. They're about to trade Crosby next year, dude.
And he says he texted
Oh,
me on
message on Instagram.
message, Michael. Text.
Yeah,
Maybe there's some
different.
confusion
That's
there.
different, dude. On the app.
You know, and to be honest, I don't usually check my Instagram messages just
Neither
because
do
I have
I.
those people that send 30 posts a day. And it's like,
Yeah.
come on. Like, I don't know. I can't with the videos. Like, I don't need to see
I
20
know.
videos. It's
I
not-
know. It's just who has time for that? Dude?
Yeah,
Who has
exactly.
time to
It's
sit
actually,
there and
like,
watch the
it.
videos?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
sometimes, like, people send you a video, it's like 12 minutes long. Like, you get
Yeah.
a really long video or part 1 of 5.
Yeah.
I'm just-
Instagram?
Yeah. Or if it's TikTok too, even still.
Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, like I get the value. I know
Yeah.
it's important, but some reason TikTok always like irked me for
Yeah.
whatever reason. I don't know. I think the biggest thing, honestly, is those people that just play a song and just like go like this and then make like $20 million.
Yeah.
You didn't do anything.
Dude, I hate the people who will like play a video and then like they'll be in the corner with their reaction and the
Yeah.
whole video is them just like
No, it
Yeah,
pisses
yeah.
me off.
millions of
that-
views and they're just like this the whole time, just nodding.
But
It's like, what are
why?
you doing?
Why do people
dude?
get off for that? I don't understand.
No idea.
I don't know either.
I don't know.
It's so frustrating, honestly.
Dan Grasso loves that probably.
Oh my god, no! And then you know what else is? I don't know,
Dude,
It just-
I think he did some segment once, and it was like is this TikTok fact true or false? Like these are facts I got from TikTok. I'm gonna rattle off 5 of them. You tell me which one isn't like a real fact or something. It's like, dude, like what?
Yeah,
What are we talking
I
about?
can't
What
do it.
are we
I
talking
can't
about,
do it.
dude?
Honestly, it's too much. But a lot to discuss today. Let's start in the world of the National Football League.
Whoa.
He wants Jefferson, climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life.
Burrow fires, intercepted, picked off at a pick 6. Minka Fitzpatrick, an absolute ball hawk.
Niners twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again. Mahomes escaping on the move, stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown.
Stop it.
Aaron Jones. Oh, what a tackle! Blitzing Williams with a pile driver.
All right. So, unfortunately, we start on a sad note here. Yesterday, former NFL cornerback Vontae Davis found dead at his residence in South Florida. He was 35 years old, playing in the National Football League from 2009 to 2018. He had actually retired at halftime of a game. And he had started with the Dolphins, was a big star on Hard Knocks, and was traded on the show. It was just a big deal because he like wanted to leave the meeting to tell his grandma he had been traded. So, you see a lot of tributes, from NFL personalities, whether, Jim Irsay, obviously the owner of the Colts, T.Y. Hilton, a former teammate, Reggie Wayne as well. And I saw Chad Johnson, who I think was in training camp with him with the Dolphins. But just such a sad thing. Someone only 35 years old. It says no foul play, but also no cause of death. So, it's hard to really say what happened, but I think we all can agree, just sad to see, someone like that, go so young.
Yeah, and like you said, so young, having a pretty lengthy career too. I mean, it really is tough to see. And again, I mean, obviously, I'm sure they're gonna do an autopsy, whatever. You'll figure it out. But you don't really want to speculate now. You know? I mean, there's certainly the connotation of young retired football players, battling with CTE or something. Especially players who played, I guess, in the early mid 2000s where it wasn't, I guess, as prominent of an issue. So, but obviously, thoughts and prayers out to his family, everything like that.
Yeah. And speaking of his family, I didn't realize this. I just saw this on the bottom of the article, but Vernon Davis, the former tight end for the Niners, that's actually his brother.
Oh, wow.
I didn't realize that. And over 10 NFL seasons, he had 22 interceptions, 97 passes defended, and 395 tackles, 121 games. So very impressive career. And like I said, RIP to him, his family. So sad when you see these types of things. Some other news, around the league, the Chiefs have a new backup quarterback going with Carson Wentz. The former, top draft pick of the Philadelphia Eagles, and then moved over to the Colts and then the Commanders. Last year was with Sean McVay and the Rams, and he now is under the tutelage of Andy Reid. And I think honestly, both sides here, I think this is a good move on both sides, because the Chiefs last year had Blaine Gabbert, who, was a former first-round pick himself, but never even came close to living up to expectations. Carson Wentz has accomplished a lot more in his career, and not to say that anybody can substitute, God forbid something happened to Patrick Mahomes, but I do feel like he's one of the better backup quarterbacks in the league, and I think if his career were to be saved, if he were to have a resurgence, it would be with the Chiefs, with Mahomes, with Andy Reid.
So you think like come playoff time, like Mahomes goes down, Wentz comes in, leads them to the Super Bowl, they win?
That would be sick.
That would be crazy.
That would be crazy.
But you think back to it, I believe it was Chad Henne in the AFC Championship game a few years ago.
Oh, yeah,
Mahomes
yeah.
had to go out,
That's right.
made the big throw. You never know when you're going to need somebody. So I just think it makes sense. And like I said, I mean, he's 31 years old. You never know. Almost ran away with an MVP before an unfortunate injury and hasn't been able to recover from that. So I do think, like I said, though, it is a good move. So that's a good thing for the Chiefs. A bad thing is what's going on with Rashee Rice. He burst onto the scene last year as a rookie, just shy of 1,000 yards receiving. And I guess there was a situation over the weekend between a Corvette and a Lamborghini, and one of the cars, were registered to him, a 6-car crash. They were racing. People fled the scene. One of the cars is registered to him, and I guess he's kind of in hiding, but his lawyer says he's been in contact with the authorities. At the end of the day, I mean, just not a good look.
Oh, yeah. So like what, like people think he's part of the crash and he fled, or you think that's
yeah. I mean, because you know what I mean? Think about it. If it was like just his boy using his car, like he's just going to stay quiet and not, I don't know. I just feel like, why would he not say that he wasn't involved?
I think there's a video.
Oh, really?
I
thought I saw a video. I don't know if we can look it up, but I swear I thought I saw a video of, so like they're driving and one's a Lamborghini Urus and another one is like I want to say maybe a Mustang, and they're flying down the highway, hits one car, the Mustang hits another car trying to slam on its brakes. Urus ends up in the middle of the road while the Mustang's able to get to the side of the road.
Was this it one day ago? Dash cam footage.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden you see two people get out of the horse, and supposedly one of them is Rashee Rice.
A lot of ads. Hold on, stand by.
I don't know why so many young, promising receivers in this league do that. That's like the third time now in 5 years.
And Boomer was saying this morning. I mean, how does he not learn anything from Henry Ruggs?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
ruined his career.
I mean, because like these people are idiots, I mean, they're young and they're getting a lot of money and they have freedom. They probably have a sense of I'm indestructible, and they do dumb shit, dude, because they're just stupid. Obviously, it really is what it is at the end of the day. Stupidity. I mean, you make millions of dollars a year. You can rent out a fucking track probably for the day and do whatever you want in your car, dude. Like, why are you doing this now? And who knows what you're under the influence of, dude.
Yeah.
But this is the video that Domac is talking about.
It's hard for me to ever feel bad for them. Like you said.
Oh.
I mean, you have all the...
So then that car gets
all the
pulled over to the road.
Lamborghini
Urus is still right there, right in the middle, and then two people come out.
Like, it's just so, it really is so, like, it's like a waste of
But where
time.
are you going?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
No, I see it all the time on the road.
Where are you
honestly.
going? Like, where are they going?
Dumb fucks.
But is it just like an addiction, like that people can't break? Is that what it is?
I don't know.
I guess.
Like, they want to, I don't know.
I really just think it is stupidity, dude. It is. There's really nothing else about it, especially like, an instance like that. It's not, I mean, dude, that was a crowded highway.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Yeah, and it's like to go crazy and show off that you're so cool, and then like risk like killing yourself. I don't know.
Yeah.
Now you look like an idiot, though.
You do look like an idiot and a criminal, honestly. At that, because you did flee the scene of the crime, right? At that point, like, so obviously, like, that's illegal. And then not to mention like the reason why you fled, again, who knows what you were under the influence of, dude. Like,
but even
they
like if you're a
fucking-
nobody, yeah, maybe you can like flee, but like you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like he wasn't gonna get tracked down. Like,
Yeah.
it's very easy.
Like,
to
what was your
find.
plan? Again,
I guess
Lambo
I don't
registered
know
to
the-
you.
Yeah,
like,
like
the difference, but I guess if you flee, let's say you were wasted or on drugs, like is like the penalty less than it would be if they like found out that you were? I would think it can't
maybe
be that
I
much
guess, I guess
less.
know,
yeah, I
dude.
guess you have to compare
Yeah.
like the consequences for fleeing
Mhm.
compared to a consequence of a DUI.
Yeah. But I feel like, I mean, you flee. Cops know you fled for a reason. They're gonna be like
Yeah.
super like, what's in the car? Oh, there's empty beer bottles in the car.
Yeah.
Wow, dude. Like, like I feel they'd be more so inclined to investigate your ass.
Yeah.
Like
And,
all of a sudden there's like, camera footage of a club earlier that day. You're ripping shots, clearly,
and
You're
I think
drinking
more
a
than anything,
little
let's say,
boozing.
he gets through these legal issues, maybe a fine, doesn't have to go to jail or anything. I mean, hard to not say that he didn't cost him, sell 5 million, 10 million, 50 million, 20. Because I just feel like the way he performed last year, the Chiefs in their mind were like, okay, down the road, this guy is going to get a contract. And especially too, he wasn't a first round pick. So he's on that 4-year rookie scale. You're not getting that much money. So you're looking for that big payday. And how are you going to have confidence, especially with the Chiefs had to deal with Tyreek Hill at times? I think he's cost himself a lot of money. Obviously, he could try to make up for it, but now it's like he's not going to get a second chance after this.
Oh, definitely not. I mean, Kansas City, they don't really take any shit, dude.
No.
Like Andy Reid doesn't. And again, talk about another team that's also under a big microscope. I mean, they don't want any bad press.
It's amazing too. Like, I feel like we almost downplay it because we're used to it, but just how much criminal activity there is about NFL players during the offseason. It's every time.
Like, are they
I
that
know
bored?
why.
Are they that bored, dude? That they
well,
just
they don't
can't
have to
handle themselves.
practice, so they're. But
Yeah.
Again, it's just dumb. Like you said, run on a track. You want to get wasted every day? Well, have a driver.
Yeah.
I mean, then you don't have to worry about anything.
Easiest thing in the world
But
to
then
do
even
that,
if they do
dude.
that, then maybe they'll come back in heat. And,
Yeah.
it's just that's the type of stuff we see.
Yeah,
though.
no, you're right. How many
Uh,
freaking athletes you see with an unregistered weapon?
I didn't know.
What are you
Somehow
talking
it's in your
about,
bag at
dude?
the
Yeah,
airport.
yeah, right.
I didn't think it was loaded.
Yeah. Oh,
So
Okay.
ridiculous.
honestly, dude.
And then really the only other thing here, I guess, Dallas and Ezekiel Elliott have mutual interest in a reunion.
God.
So he was with New England last year, only averaged 3.5 yards per carry, 642 yards, and caught 51 passes out of the backfield. And obviously Dallas, losing Tony Pollard this offseason to Tennessee. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like I like Zeke from the 1 yard line and maybe on 4th and 1, 4th inches. But other than that, do I really want to give him that many touches? Right. I mean, I feel like he's
No.
kind of done.
He's definitely done.
I mean, I feel like that's more so like he wants to go back to Dallas, not so much that Dallas is like irking to get him back. I mean,
And I didn't realize too, I guess they haven't signed really anybody in free agency. They're listing Rico Dowdle as their starting running back and Deuce Vaughn as their backup.
Where did
second
Deuce
year?
Vaughn.
where did
7th
Pollard
round pick.
go? Chargers?
No, the Titans.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
That's right.
there's been a lot of running
Back
back roulette
moves.
this
Yeah, dude.
offseason. So I don't know. And then they lose Tyron Smith. They're going to try to replace him with Tyler Smith. You still have Zach Martin there, but I don't think they've exactly killed the offseason. But
No.
every year Jerry Jones gets more desperate and desperate to win. I guess they're hoping that they kill it in the draft. And there's some questions about Dak with an extension. Obviously,
really?
what happened to Green Bay last year was embarrassing in the
Yeah.
playoffs. If it were you, and I'm sure as he did when he signed his first contract extension, would you give Dak a record-setting contract if you're the Cowboys?
No way.
Or are you just saying play this year, show us something, like in terms of in the playoffs?
Yeah, I mean, he doesn't deserve a record-setting contract, right?
Yeah.
He didn't set any records. I mean, like he didn't even win a championship yet. So
It's crazy, but you can't just go by statistics. Had a great year last year after struggling with interceptions the year before, but I mean, you
But
lay
come
an
on,
egg
dude.
first round of the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah.
No
And
way.
what else is new? It's every
Yeah.
year with that. And honestly, like this season too, like just Green Bay,
Yeah.
a team that
Yeah,
was
very
the
young team.
youngest team in
Yeah.
the league,
But
dude,
going
by
forward,
far.
Going forward, give me Green Bay all day over Dallas. I don't
Oh
even
yeah,
care
now
what
I mean
Dallas
Jordan
does the
looks
rest of the
great. I mean,
offseason.
again, that was a huge like statement for them as a team. Again, youngest team defeating the Cowboys first round of the playoffs, and also like
Not just defeating them though.
pretty
beating
hand
them
like
down.
first half was like 24-0 or something, right? Or
Yeah.
24-7, 24-3, whatever it was, dude. Like it was dominating from the start of the game. And then Dallas kind of came back a little bit, but like
because they put in their bench.
right. Well, yeah, I guess so. But it's they like scored at the end of the first half. They got the ball back in the second half. They scored again. You're thinking, all right, but then I think there was like a turnover or 3 and out, and just like the Packers were never stopped. Like Dallas never stopped them. So it's like I don't know. A lot of that I think should fall on Dak, especially in a position like that. I mean, you have to be like an example of like, hey guys, let's not give up. Let's come out here firing. I didn't really see that in that second half of that game. And again, like it's got to come on Dak, dude. He's your quarterback. He's your captain. Like, and you want to get paid money. Like that's the big spot where your team needs you, and you blew it.
And but if it comes down to that where you let him go, you don't give him the extension, and you don't really have like an obvious quarterback to come in. I mean, is it worth potentially not competing for a couple years just to not be hamstrung by him getting $50 million a season or whatever it is?
I mean, don't you think Dak will be like somewhat compromisable in terms of the deal?
Like I said, I mean, I think it'll kill your cap. But last year, he set a career high in touchdown passes, and completion percentage. Had a 72 QBR, which is very good. But again, come playoff time, I guess, he's 30 years old. Obviously, you would think has some, good football left. And I mean, for them to take the next step, I mean, do you think that it's what would give them a better shot is getting rid of McCarthy or getting rid of Dak?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's a little dependent. I mean, I would imagine him and McCarthy have a good rapport.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. It seems like Dak could be a plug and play quarterback type of deal, especially with the way he was playing last season. But at the end of the day, I mean, again, if I'm Dallas, I'm not going to offer him a record breaking contract because I just don't see the value in that from him. Because again, big spots, hasn't shown it. And then also, like, I don't know, if I'm Prescott, like, we've seen quarterbacks take pay cuts before in order to keep a cap space so a team could get more pieces so they can win a Super Bowl. Like, why wouldn't Dak do that? Doesn't he want to win?
I feel like he's not going to do that. Just because quarterbacks just have this thing like it's the most important position. They want as much money as possible, post playing career, all that stuff.
Yeah, I get it, but you got to win, buddy.
I agree.
Yeah.
You haven't even gone that deep in the playoffs.
But wouldn't you guys say, I mean, there's some exceptions. Obviously, you think back to Brady, and then even Mahomes has done some restructuring. But the vast majority of quarterbacks, they're definitely money first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
I guess Aaron Rodgers took some type of pay cut, but then does he give it back with the stuff he says, the antics? You know what I mean?
I think the window's closed. Like, I mean, at this point, like, if their window's already closed, like, I'm thinking maybe even a rebuild.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, trade away those pieces now. I mean, like, are you really gonna what are your real chances of winning?
But the whole thing is, the Cowboys, what does it come down to? It's all about Jerry. And he's even alluded to the fact that he knows that at any moment he could pass away. Like, in all seriousness, like, he said that. And he wants to win in the worst way. So I think because of that, he's not going to rebuild.
That's crazy.
But I mean,
I don't think it's ever going to work.
Neither do I. But I'm saying he just wants in the worst way his dying wish for them to win a Super Bowl and him to get a lot of credit.
Yeah,
that's what he wants.
Yeah. I mean, it will be. Obviously, he'll get his credit if they do win.
Yeah, but when.
I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, they seem pretty close. But again, I just feel like they just got to get over if they make it to like a conference championship, I feel like, okay, like this is.
They haven't done that since I think 96 or something.
So,
yeah. Been a long time. So going to be interesting. Draft end of the month.
Yep.
So as we get closer to that, we'll do a little mock and talk about what the Jets are doing and all that stuff. I guess they've had some talk about trading back, but at 10, really going to be able to trade back because quarterbacks go off the board before that. So had to be a special circumstance. But I know they're looking to have more draft picks in this draft, of course. Especially after giving up a pick for Hassan Reddick, who they acquired. I guess we didn't really talk about that, right?
No.
The Eagle pass rusher. Wait, you're an Eagles fan, right?
Yeah.
He's kind of nasty, no?
Yeah. That's why I'm.
So you're tight.
I'm kind of tight.
I mean, Mike showed me a video of him. He seems like he's got like a great head on his shoulders.
He's disgusting.
Like, just savage man,
Disgusting. Like the Jets got a phenomenal player. And
was it a third rounder?
We got a third and a second for next year.
Third this year, second next year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or no, it might be a third 2025, second 2026.
You don't know.
Just trying to see. Okay, I'm looking. So it was 4 days ago. It feels like it was like 2 weeks ago. I don't know why. Just so much going on. All right. So conditional 2026 third round pick improves to a second rounder if he plays 67.5% of the snaps and has 10 sacks. So that's all it is 2026 third or second round pick.
Yeah, I don't know. I felt like
29 years old.
I mean, we saved, I guess, supposedly we saved 15 mil in cap space.
Really?
So, like, I don't know.
That's pretty good.
I don't know what we're gonna do with that.
Yeah,
but
maybe getting a defensive
end.
end.
I don't know if it was worth it. But
I was just okay. So it was 11 sacks last year, and then I guess 16 the season before that.
Yeah, the season not last year, but the year before when we went to the Super Bowl, he was nuts.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
So I mean, obviously that's big for the Jets defense.
Big for the defense. That's huge for the Jets defense.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And it's interesting too. He was a first round pick out of Temple. The Arizona Cardinals had him. Didn't have a lot of production until his last year. They had already declined his fifth-year option at 12.5 sacks and then went to Carolina, ultimately to Philadelphia, and now he finds himself with the Jets. So I'm sure, the Jets and Jeff Ulbrich will have fun, sending him off the edge and all that stuff.
Did you say he was 29?
29, yeah.
Let's go,
I think that's a good move, especially 26. I mean, Joe Douglas probably doesn't care because he's like, oh, for most likely I'll probably be fired. Hopefully win the Super Bowl next year. But if not, hey, give it a shot.
Yeah, dude.
Jeremy Schaap. But let's go now to the world of Major League Baseball.
Pujols at 28. It's deep to left. It's 700. Albert Pujols.
Yeah, what a play! Stop it. Yep.
And Alonso cracks one of the Mets win the ball game. Out of sight. And it works at 100 miles an hour. 14 strikeout.
Drove deep to left field. There it goes. See ya.
All right. So before we get to the Yankees and the Mets from yesterday, we did have a no-hitter.
We did,
yesterday.
dude.
The Houston
Crazy
Astros, who lead the majors, I believe, 17 no-hitters since 1962, which was
That's crazy.
their year of inception. I'm trying to think. Nolan Ryan, did he pitch more for the He pitched more for the Rangers, not did he pitch?
Yeah,
but he pitched a little for the Astros. I'm sure he had a no-hitter or two. But Ronel Blanco, the 30-year-old from the Dominican Republic, only making the 8th start of his career, strikes out 7 over 9 innings. I think it just over 100 pitches, 2 walks, a couple of close plays. I had MLB Network on after the Mets game subsided, and I saw the final couple outs here.
Yeah.
And I know we've had runs, in the last, 5, 6, 7 years where we've had no hitters come in bunches, and obviously strikeouts are up. People, just trying to hit the long ball. So I feel like it kind of takes away from the fee. And also we've seen teams be nervous about pitch counts and take guys out when they have no hitters.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you guys feel? I mean, is it still impressive for you for someone to pitch a no hitter at this point?
Yeah. I think it's really impressive, dude. Especially, this guy, young guy, like you said, I didn't have a lot of starts. I want to say has been with the Astros for like 3, maybe 4. Maybe this is his 4th season.
So he was a reliever to start, and then they moved him to the rotation.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. And we know, the Stros had some injury issues, right, with their pitching too. So I think he got a couple starts last year. I think last year is when he got 7 starts, I want to say. But yeah, I mean, I think it's totally impressive. And yeah, especially for this guy individually with his story and whatnot. Sure, but even just overall, I mean, anyone pitching a no hitter,
Well, how about the fact too? He's their 5th starter.
Yeah,
First start of the
crazy,
season.
dude.
Yeah, just no hitter. But it's funny. We were on Houston yesterday. We felt like, okay, I mean, it was 4 games in a row. They're really going to lose to the Blue Jays at home to be 0-5, and they dominate, win 10-0. And it really kind of like made me think, like, I've been kind of down on Toronto, and I just feel like this is because they did this last year too. You look at the names, and I know you lost some guys, Teoscar, Matt Chapman, but you look at the names, and you're just expecting this potent offense, and I don't think they are a potent offense at all.
Yeah, I think I've given up on them because I thought that maybe they were going to bounce back this year, but I mean, I know it's only been 5 games, but I don't know, dude.
The Blue Jays?
Yeah.
They look like they suck, dude. I got Dalton Varsho on my fantasy team.
Yeah,
like, what a fucking mistake that was.
And then the
already,
fact, too,
dude.
because I was watching the Yankee game. Moreno, the catcher, that was the trade. And they were saying, I bet the Blue Jays regret that one. And it's like Alejandro Kirk and Danny Jansen at catcher.
Great, dude. Kirk sucks, dude.
Yeah, he really does.
Yeah.
He really does. He had one good year, and then
I think 2 years ago he was good at the bat, and then give me a break, dude.
Yeah,
fucking bowling ball, man.
So we'll see. Certain years, we don't have any no hitters. Other years, we have like 10. We had Domingo Germán have a perfect game last year, the first one in 11 years. Did you watch that one last year, the perfect game?
No, I saw it, and then the best part about that whole thing was that he throws a perfect game, and then. How many days after was it? Like, I don't even
couple weeks.
A couple weeks?
Yeah.
Like 2 weeks later, all of a sudden he's off the team.
Yeah, it felt like for me, it kind of ruined it in a sense. Like just when you look back at like Yankee history, like the other guys, I felt like they all played, an important part in Yankee history, whether, Don Larson, David Wells, David Cohn, they were all part of championship teams.
Yes.
And then Domingo Germán, all of his off the field stuff. And then unfortunately it was part of the team during a highly disappointing stretch, for our standards anyway. That was just kind of one of those odd things that happened. So the Yankees 5-0 now for the first time since 1992 after a 5-2 victory over Arizona last night. So another strong performance. And how about Luis Gil? I saw a stat yesterday. Of course, too, Boone takes him out 1 out short of getting a win.
Classic.
He had not even 90 pitches. But he threw the fastest pitch of his career at 100 miles an hour. He was throwing absolute smoke. His final line yesterday, 4 2/3, only 1 hit, 1 run allowed. Did have 3 walks. That's always been like kind of a bugaboo for him, but strikes out 6. And I was texting, a couple of my friends that are, fellow Yankee fans last night, and I'm saying, I don't know how this guy at some point this year doesn't replace Schmidt in the rotation. Yeah, and they were saying it on the broadcast last night. I mean, you see it. He has ace stuff.
Yeah. No, he was dominant yesterday, and it was really crazy to watch.
Yeah.
Especially against the Diamondbacks. Like, I don't know. I value them as like
really they're in the World Series last year.
Yeah.
Did you catch any of his highlights, Tony?
Honestly, no. I did not actually.
Wow. I'm gonna say homework assignment for you tonight.
Yeah, dude.
But it's one of those things. We got him too for trading for Jake Cave, who's been on like 4 teams since.
Oh my goodness.
I saw the flashes a couple of years ago. Obviously missed, a season and a half because of Tommy John. But he's 25 going on 26 years old. I mean, we've had such a problem in developing starting pitching. If he works out, this is going to be amazing. I believe, we have him, 25, 26. So the next 4 seasons after this year under control. So hopefully this is for real. But after watching last night, it really does seem like that. Another young player that's been playing a pivotal role here, Oswaldo Cabrera. He got the starting started off last night, 2nd inning, gets a single to score. Anthony Volpe, who was 4 for 4 last night, is now batting .571, hustling all over the plate, and you just see it in his swing. He's completely changed his approach. He's not thinking about driving the ball out of the ballpark, and it's really paying dividends. And I'm sure he works so hard this offseason, on improving upon that 209 batting average. I know he's always been a guy that succeeded at every level that he's played at. So to get off this type of start is great. So he scored that first run of the game. You also had Gleyber Torres, who first couple games didn't do much, but had a great game last night, 2 for 5 with an RBI, doubling in the second inning to score Oswaldo Cabrera. So that made it 2-0. Volpe in the third, a single, scoring Anthony Rizzo. That made it 3-0. Austin Wells just missing a homer in the third. That scored both Verdugo and Volpe 2 throwing errors. So it was kind of one of those ring around the rosy plays there in the third inning, knocking out starter Reen Nelson. So that made it 5-0. And then Diamondbacks in the third, Heel got in a little bit of trouble, had a walk and a hit. They allowed a run on a sac fly. But other than that, Luke Weaver got into a jam. I believe it was in the 7th inning. Bases were loaded, nobody out, only allows 1 run. So a little bit of a Houdiniac. He actually picked up the win, his second of the year. 2 1/3, 2 hits, 1 run, no one walk and no strikeouts. And then you had Nick Birdie, who's, there's been a lot of hype. He had a great spring training, scoreless 8th inning. And then Victor Gonzalez, his first save as a Yankee, to give the Yankees a 5-2 victory here. And just right now, Juan Soto had a nice sliding catch. And just defensively, the Yankees look good. I mean, there's just so much to be excited about right now. I mean, it is unbelievable. We could have not imagined a better start to the season than this.
I agree. We literally couldn't have started better, especially with the Astros. I felt like when I was watching the game, the first game too, and we were down at first, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Like,
my friend who's going to the game with
year.
us Friday texted me, yeah, it feels like the season. I know it's not, but it feels like the season's over.
I was in the golf cart looking at the score. I look at my dad. I'm like, dude, the season's already over. Like, I'm already checked out. He goes, dude, it's the 3rd inning. I'm like, dude, we're down like 4-0. Like, I'm already over. It's the Astros. We can never beat the Astros. I was so mad. Then find out we end up sweeping them, and we couldn't have started better.
And, obviously, of course, I mean, overwhelming, we all feel, Juan Soto is the biggest X factor here. He's really contributed to their success. But I've said this for a long time, and me and Matt have had a lot of conversations about it. I've always thought for the Yankees to get back to the level that we saw in the late 90s, early 2000s, is the young guys stepping up. And I think we're finally seeing that, because Volpe, I mean, I'm really confident he's going to have a breakout year. Austin Wells has had some great swings in the early going, left-handed. And then Oswaldo Cabrera has got off to a great start. The fact that he's a jack of all trades, can play every position on the field. That's the type of stuff you need. And then you think about Dominguez coming back, Spencer Jones maybe next year, Luis Heel. I mean, there's just so much to be excited about coming up that's not already even on the team or guys that haven't fully blossomed. So I just feel like that perfect blend of youth and productive veterans is usually what, it results in a championship team, a championship contender.
And we haven't had Cole. I mean, I feel like that's a very important part. Like, I mean, he definitely, especially with the pitching, and our bullpen has been lights out, dude.
Yeah, and then we haven't had DJ LeMahieu either.
Yeah, we haven't had any LeMahieu either.
We have Efros coming back and Lou Trevino. So those are big pieces. It's kind of interesting. I do wonder what they're going to do, if Oswaldo, and also from what I'm hearing though, I do think it seems like LeMahieu actually is going to be out kind of a while, right? Because there's like a fracture in his foot.
Yeah. It's got a lot worse than what they thought or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, I think they had to wait. I think there was like swelling or something. They wait till the swelling go down, and then they double check, and then turns out there's a fracture, and then there you go.
I know it sounds almost a little cruel, and I don't know, just like you shouldn't say something like this, but for me, I almost think it would be the best thing if you missed the whole season.
Yeah, I don't know. I could care less at this point for him to come back.
Right?
I'm so over it.
Right.
It's just like, whatever, dude.
I mean, I don't see a world where he plays even 100 games and hits over 240. So it's like at that point, he's slow. It takes 3 hits to score him from first base. Like, other than he could play, first, second, and third. I don't know. It just seems like why wouldn't we be better? Like Oswaldo. I mean, I would love to see what he could do for a full season.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially Peraza coming back. But I do think the way Howe's acted, I don't think they're gonna just like eat his contract. So he's probably gonna be back in the mix at some point.
Yeah, definitely.
I just hope he doesn't like block like Peraza from coming back when he's healthy.
What are the chances they do just get rid of him, you think?
0.
Really?
Yeah.
0%, dude?
Like maybe in like a year or two, but no way like during this season.
Yeah, this
for
year.
Sure.
And Boone was talking about it in the offseason stuff, how he feels like DJ's getting better and like DJ's
Really?
coming back. Like Boone's on the side, so like no, he ain't leaving. He's not.
That's tough, dude.
He's staying for the ride.
Like Tony, what would you say? Like percent of him, like I don't know, like playing 100 games ever again and hitting 270. What would you say percentage of seeing that?
0.
Literally 10%.
Like I almost would rather
Like-
have Joey Wendell, to be honest.
Oh my God, stop it. Joey Wendell fucking sucks, dude. Fuck that guy.
But any thoughts here, Tony?
On the Yankees right now? Yeah, I mean, you guys are playing great. Heel, if he does keep this up, I mean, that's ridiculous. Like you said, with the pieces that you had to move to get him, obviously you're paying dividends out now, and the 100-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball. I mean, that's awesome to see from him. It really is, dude. And then Nick, you said too, Volpe. I mean, Volpe starts hitting well for average and just sticks that and makes that be his shtick. That's gonna be his bread and butter, dude. That's like easy money for him.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, it's great. I mean, you guys are playing great defense. Obviously, the bats are hot. Your pitching has been great. Your
Judge
bullpen
still
has been
barely
great.
done anything.
Literally, Judge hasn't really done anything. And I feel like honestly, like all your starters have been going deep into games too. So it's not like you're wasting a lot of the bullpen, I guess. Obviously, they're getting their looks. Clay Holmes looks good. Like
I'm trying actually. So I think Weaver's run yesterday was the first run the bullpen's allowed all season.
Yeah. Crazy.
Before that, it was like 15 and a half scoreless innings, something like that.
Maybe even 16.
Have you had someone not go 6 innings, a starter?
No. Actually, only Stroman's gone 6 innings.
Yeah.
He only went 4 2/3.
Oh, that's right. Got out.
I believe Rodon was 4 1/3. Nestor was, I think,
Nestor
4
did get popped early. That's right.
And then Clark was 5 1/3.
Yeah.
Are you at all worried about now overusing your bullpen? Maybe.
No, because we have so many guys, and there's guys in the minors. There's guys coming back. We have guys who can give us length. Ron Marinaccio's ready when we need him. Not to mention, like I said, Efros and Trevino coming back, and I think it's valuable to have Weaver the ability to pitch multiple innings as well.
Because I think that was probably one issue. I feel like last year, right? I mean, you guys overused the bullpen, and then towards the stretch of the season, they weren't really as effective. But same deal, right? Last year, Yankees had like the best bullpen, like the lowest bullpen ERA around the league, right?
Cumulative, I believe the last 3 seasons, lowest ERA.
Yeah.
Let's go, dude.
What do you think about Michael Theophil saying Tony is so happy with all this Yankees success?
I mean, I'm not like upset about it, obviously.
I feel like it's different than it was a couple years ago. Because I know, we were kind of going back and forth and stuff, but now I feel like there's not like I feel like you don't really feel the animosity, especially because I feel like from us, maybe Riley's different, but like you're not getting attacked about the Mets, so you're not tight about the Yankees.
No, yeah, not right now. Anyway, I mean, I feel like normally when the Mets do well, that's when I would get attacked. Like, 1986, where are you? What have you done? This is that. This is whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm not. I never rooted against the Yankees ever in my life necessarily, other than obviously if they're playing the Mets. But I mean, it's not. It's I just feel like it's like these people that just make up. Like, why am I rooting? Why do I care what the Yankees do? They're not even the same league as the Mets.
Yeah, but if you ever watch a game, like I don't know, I would never if a Mets game's on, I'm never gonna sit there and root for the Mets. Like I would always want the other team to win, no matter who it is.
Why?
Other than
why? Because people tell you to do that?
No, just because I don't like the Mets or the Red Sox. Like those would be the 2 teams.
Yeah, but why don't you like the Mets
Rays or the Astros? Like those are like the group of teams where no matter who they're
playing.
Yeah,
but see, like Rays, Astros, Red Sox, all teams the Yankees play and are in a big. Why are the Mets
city rival?
That's ridiculous.
The only
That's
thing
like
I would say,
ridiculous?
I would never watch those teams and want them to win. But at the same time, I do think the pinnacle for us is all those teams being good and then beating all of them.
Yes.
I want that.
Yeah,
like, don't you think like the Red Sox sucking the last couple of years is like kind of taking away like the juice of the rivalry?
Especially when they were on that little run, 2019 for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's just.
And I really want to play them in the playoffs again. I think they've won it's 4 or 5 straight games at Yankee Stadium in the playoffs. You know, 2018 Tanaka gets that win. I think it was 1-1 going back to Yankee Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was supposed to go to, but I came back late from Scottsdale to go to the game where they lost like 18-1 or something, game 3, whatever it was. So I would love my vengeance there. And I want to feel like I think there's 2 riddles besides the overall, winning the title, is to solve the Fenway and Minute Maid Park mystery for us during the playoffs. Our record there is so bad during the postseason.
Especially Garrett Cole too. The last time he was there, he got rocked.
I was at the game. It was the worst experience of my life.
I was so disappointed watching that game. I was like, there is no way our ace really just put a goose egg up like that. Like, stunned.
And I feel like that would never happen again. I don't know what changed from then to now, but I don't know.
I think that was the first year. It sucked too, because that was the first year where they started with like the sticky stuff, I think. And then that was when like Garrett Cole had to stop with the spider tack, and like he dipped for a little bit and then came back. And then playoff came around and he just shit the bed. And I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Like brutal.
Oh my God.
And a couple of questions for you, Tony. So first, you're mentioning about never have a problem. Yankees, like, don't need them to lose. How is it for like your family? What's their kind of thoughts there? Are they anti-Yankee or no? Like your dad, your mother?
Oh, they're by all means.
Relatives.
I mean, they're all Mets fans,
right? But are they like?
But they're not. No, it's not like they're
deal?
not picketing out in the streets about the Yankees.
No. I feel like it seems like your mom doesn't really like the Yankees. I don't know if that's just
doesn't. Well, it comes a lot from you, obviously, because
really
you're just like talking mad shit.
You really think that's like elevated it a lot?
Oh,
like,
definitely.
She was never like this, like about the Yankees.
Absolutely, yeah. Well, and like her best friend from when they were in friggin' kindergarten, huge Yankee fan, so they go back and forth at it sometimes too.
Okay. And then the other thing I was gonna ask is, do you agree with like kind of what I said, like the Mets? Big rivals, whether it's the Braves, the Phillies, I guess the Marlins and Nationals don't really feel like that strong rivals, but like, is that how you feel too, where you want those teams to be good and the Mets to be in the same conversation and have the opportunity to take them out? Is that the best scenario for you? Like the rivals being good, but the Mets being able to compete and beat them?
Yeah, I would definitely say so. I mean, 2 years ago when the Phillies made that run, Robbie Thompson, the interim manager, they had like a great second half of the year, but the Mets, I think, maybe lost 1 game all year to them. And like that, again, like those series when they came up, like obviously you had that record in mind. You had the fact that Harper came back, the new manager, Phillies going on a tear. And the Mets were still, beating the Phillies. I mean, obviously, you're riled. Those are like almost like a playoff feel of a series, because you're thinking, oh, like these 2 teams are going to be competitive. They probably going to see each other in the playoffs for the division or whatever. So yeah, of course. I mean, you want that competitiveness, and even like Miami too, and the Marlins. I mean, they've had some good stints. And then it's like, oh, like when you play the Mets, it's a little bit more juice, dude. You're playing for the division. This is a very important game. And like when the team's competitive, I mean, yeah, it makes the game better to watch.
Yeah. And like, obviously it was such a challenge, but compared to now, I mean, it's so boring playing the Nationals versus when they had Strasburg and Rendon and Soto. It's just completely different.
Zimmerman,
so
Suzuki.
We'll cover it in the frenzy, but Yankees back at it, 9:40 game 2 of this series tonight. Nestor versus Zach Gallen. So both teams opening day starters getting a chance to try to pick up a victory here. Gallen won his opening start. Nestor with the no decision, some struggle, but then kind of settled down as the innings went on there against Houston. So the Mets, unfortunately, 5-0 loss yesterday in extras. I caught the tail end. Did you watch a decent amount of it, Tony?
Yeah, dude. I mean, the game came on, around 7:00. We were watching the Rangers on the TV, the monitor, which we didn't set up, by the way. I just realized that. And then I had the Mets game on my phone, so we were doing a little, dual screen action, dude.
Okay.
But obviously. Just another game here. The Mets just have not had hot bats since the spring training, and they just haven't. They've stayed cool, basically. You had Manaea, though, get his first start as a Met here. And
Lights out.
dude, literally like looked really good.
One hit.
6 innings, 1 hit, no earned runs.
8 strikeouts.
8 strikeouts, and he was another pitcher too, just like Heel, who was hammering the 4-seam fastball.
Did you hear the stat they said last night?
Bemanaya?
Yeah, I think
No.
it was last season he had the most strikeouts against left-handed batters or something as a
Wait, really?
left-handed pitcher
Oh,
with his
interesting.
fastball.
With the
It's like
fastball.
one of those like
Yeah, very
weird
like.
But I didn't
Yeah.
I didn't think that he would be, you know what I mean? You would
I
never
know.
think that he would lead the
And
league
his
in that.
4-seamer, like at most, is 96.
Lot
you
of
know,
movement?
which is it does have a lot of movement, especially
Yeah.
now. I think
compared to Sevy's.
obviously, dude. But yeah, Manaea looked great again. Like the accuracy was there, dude. He was picking off the corners with that 4-seam fastball, and then threw in that changeup. He has that sweeper, Brian, as well, that people like to talk about.
Mhm.
So that was good. Again, like he had a great outing, but again, you had no offense for the first few innings of the game. Nothing from specifically the big guys you're looking at, like nothing from Nimmo, nothing from Lindor, nothing from Alonso. And it's tough, dude. I mean, you look at that stat line, for them last night. I'll just pull up the box score. Nimmo 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Lindor 0 for 4. Alonso 0 for 4. Your top 3 guys right there have not hitless, dude. Marte was one who was hitting, but still at a 2 for 4, you may think, oh, again, same deal for game 1. Marte would lead off an inning, get a hit. You think, all right, like the veteran, maybe getting the team going, but there's absolutely nothing from there. Beatty didn't really do much. He was 1 for 4 last night. Although I will say Beatty looked great at third base. He was making some great plays, some great throws from third. A lot of like dribbler hits into the infield. He hit the charge and like bare hand chuck to Alonso. Alonso, who definitely like worked on maybe some flexibility because he was like really laying out for some of these, like almost like looking like G-Man Choi, honestly.
Wow.
Which
What
is
did they
great.
do with him?
Yeah, right. Was he down in the minors? I guess he is, dude. Which is kind of stupid because he had a hot bat during spring training. So
No, why would
think,
they want him?
oh, maybe why there's no one hitting really right now. Like honestly, dude. Instead, we're starting Joey Wendell at second base. Anyway, dude. Which by the way, I don't like Wendell shouldn't even get the start. I don't even know why he got the start, dude. He even, I believe, in the 10th inning, bobbled the play. Everybody was safe because of that. He's an idiot, dude. Clearly was nervous too, by the way, but we'll get to that anyway. As I said, no hits. Again, I don't know. In my opinion, I mean, I have to see what his pitch count was at. 88. I don't know. I would have let Manaea go another inning, I think. I think he came into that 6th inning. 70 pitches were thrown. It was almost a 20-pitch inning. So I guess he did struggle a little bit. You had a great throw. I think he got to some trouble. There was runners on the corners, I think, with 2 outs at some point. Bloop hit to right field. Nimmo there. Tracked it down, played it off the bounce, roped a throw to Alvarez. I don't know if you saw it. But Alvarez literally one hop, caught it, made the tag. Almost looked like he got hurt, honestly, because he had to, he made the tag, and the guy came in, was sliding wide right, as I typically do because you have the batter's boxes, whatever. So he did kind of lunge, and he lunged across the guy's body, and the guy hit him head, body to head and Alvarez was down for a second, but he got up. And what too, the next inning you saw Alvarez hit a single into center field, deep center. But I don't know, I guess the center fielder for Detroit was sleeping, and Alvarez was able to stretch a single to a double, slid it to second base, even avoided the tag too. Did when you slide and did one of these, little swim move to avoid the tag. And I mean, it was great to see that from the big catcher right there. But nonetheless, I guess Diaz, first time we showed him too. 9th inning, 2 strikeouts, hammering the slider.
So that was his season debut?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. Dude. Okay.
So that was great.
Hitting 100?
Hitting 100 with the fastball, but didn't throw a lot, maybe threw 3 fastballs.
3 fastballs.
Yeah, but was hammering the slider, which was great, I thought. And then got 2 strikeouts, and then I think the last batter flew out to center, whatever. But then extra innings, obviously we get into it here. We bring in this guy Tonkin, who came over from the Braves last season.
I remember that name.
Which again, I mean, Domac said, Diaz can go second. I mean, I understand it's his first outing of the year.
Yeah, I don't think you would have him go 2.
I don't think so. And he did, he had a 15-pitch inning too.
Is he hurt?
Right? What's the deal with Ottavino, dude? The last time I saw him was game 1 coming out of the bullpen with the whole Rhys Hoskins thing. What is the deal with? I don't even know. But they threw in Tonkin. Again, I don't know what Mendoza's doing with the load management, but we haven't seen Ottavino once. You got something on him right now?
No.
Right? Like, I don't understand that. I don't know if him and Mendoza are butting heads or whatever. Just, I don't know. But nonetheless, you get Tonkin in there. He gives up a couple of hits. I believe early on, he may have gotten like one strikeout. No, he got no strikeouts, actually. He may have gotten an out. So it was one out, and he started giving up hits. And then before you know it, I think he hit a batter too. He fucking hit somebody, loaded the bases. And then of course you get like oh my God, dude, literally what probably would have been a double play, but it was a comebacker to the pitcher. And like, again, like obviously hindsight, whatever, but like a lot of pitchers, again, like they try to have the quick reaction, catch it, hits off his glove because he wasn't quick enough, and then a runner comes in, everybody's safe. When in reality, if you let that ball land, it probably would have went right to Lindor, double play, inning over, nobody scores.
It's a reflex thing that they have trouble with.
It really is, dude. Which makes sense, by the way. Thanks, Renee. Which makes sense because like a ball,
You
like,
put some
know,
espresso shots in there for him. Okay.
So I don't know, dude. I mean, obviously, I guess you can't necessarily blame him, but then again, after that, the base hit to Joey Wendell. He bobbles it. Everybody's safe. A runner scores, and then the grand slam, and then it's just all right. Now it's all of a sudden 5-0. It was nothing all game. One extra inning, 5-0, dude. And obviously, they'll come back from that.
Yeah, just thinking about it, it's very odd that Ottavino didn't pitch that inning versus this guy.
I don't know. Again, maybe Mendoza something against
but
him.
he could be working through something, honestly.
Maybe.
You know, there was no articles regarding that. But I just do find it kind of odd because, I mean, would he be considered the top setup guy? Like,
yeah.
I would think over Jorge Lopez, right?
Definitely over Jorge Lopez and Brooks Raley for sure, dude. Let's see, we got maybe something on Twitter about Adam Ottavino. Thank you, dude. Yeah.
I bet it's just people saying like, why hasn't he been in the game?
No, literally. I mean, nothing's even set. March 30th is the latest stuff, dude.
Yeah, I did see that.
31st. Like it's so weird.
Yeah, so I mean, definitely something to monitor.
Definitely, dude.
Of course, Tony. The obvious thing is, of course, you're highly disappointed. But it's such a short sample size. Like, where are you in terms of like the panic meter that this thing just ends up being a complete free fall? Like, where are you?
I mean, again, like Manaea is the bright spot. Maybe Severino can figure something out, but again, super doubtful. I was always doubtful from the second the Mets got him. It was really you guys convincing me that he could have been good. But I don't know, dude. I mean, you almost kind of want to push the panic button because right now, clearly, you don't have a good you don't have an established rotation. You're not really sure what Senga is going to look like. McGill seems like he might be battling through injuries now the whole season. Who knows? I mean, getting shut down already is kind of ridiculous, especially for a man of his age. And then, like, yeah, your bats will come around. I'm sure they will. But, like, still, I mean, pitching's going to be your hugest issue, dude. You need starters to give you 6 innings.
Can Hauser do that tonight?
I don't know, dude. Met debut for Adrian Hauser here. Maybe he'll throw up on the mound. I don't know, dude. But again, I mean, especially for Hauser, I feel like he was in and out of the bullpen with Milwaukee, right? Wasn't he used as a bullpen guy for a little bit? So again, like, I was kind of thinking Hauser may not even be in shape enough to give us consistently 6 innings, you know? So it's like, how much confidence do I have him in going more than 5 innings tonight? Not a lot, dude.
Did you see the attendance figures for last night?
No.
Take a guess.
7,000.
No, I mean, not that low.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
I mean, like it's got to be double that then, right? Like 14. Let's go 15.
16, 8. But I mean,
yeah.
I guess it's cold beginning of the year, but geez, I mean, you would hope for like at least like, I don't know, 20, 25.
Yeah,
like,
probably.
But I guess the start, like, you think a couple more thousand would have went if like they, maybe even more than that.
Oh yeah, if it was a hot start, yeah, dude, literally,
yeah.
Like if Sevy pitched well, like if Alonso started out hot, if Lindor started out hot, obviously,
yeah,
everyone started out cold. Everybody, dude. I guess other than Marte, I guess.
Nicer day. Oh no, but actually no, they might get rained out tonight, huh?
Oh yeah, it's supposed to rain tonight. Oh, sprinkled showers here. I don't know about like
Shoe got rained out. shoe baseball got rained out.
Really?
Softball.
So yeah, I mean, there's a chance of rain, at least 40% chance of rain through like this time tomorrow. So you would think
Great.
at that point that there's probably and I wonder too if it's a getaway day game on Wednesday. So
I think so.
But obviously Detroit only comes to town once a year, so they're probably going to have to do a doubleheader. It's a 7-10, so they'd probably do like a 1 o'clock or a 4 o'clock game.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But yes, I mean, obviously, you hope to see some offense too. Besides Hauser doing well, Mize is not a strikeout guy. I know former top prospect, but if the Mets are going to hit, you would think it would be against him. So
yeah, I guess.
So,
I guess,
one day at a time, Tony. That's all you could do.
Yeah.
But it is time now for a baseball
Oh my gosh. And we have a huge slate of games here today. We know what's going on April 2nd around Major League Baseball. We're starting off right now, 4:10 p.m., ESPN Plus. The Milwaukee Brewers, who are coming off of the sweep of the New York Mets. They're playing the 2-1 Twins here. Milwaukee minus 115 here at home. Minnesota minus 105, by the way. Over under 8.5 here. Jacob Junis pitching for the Brewers, former Giant. And then Louis Varland pitching for Minnesota. Don't know much about Varland. I feel like I've heard that name a couple times. Nonetheless, the Brewers are hot right now. What do you got, Brian?
Yeah, this is a tough one, but I guess give me the Brewers. I like what Chirio's done. Maybe Yelich hits another home run. And I want to say 8.5. I think this is going to go under slightly. Give me a Brewers 4-3 victory.
I do like it. Wow, with the slight under there. I don't know. I feel like both these pitchers get popped. I think solid offense. Yelich. 2 home runs, dude. Wow. Killing it for my fantasy team. Give me the Brewers winning this game. I don't know. I'll say 5-4, dude. Keeping it tight, too. Next game up 6:35 p.m. in Baltimore. Dean's favorite team, dude, as the Orioles take on the Kansas City Royals. Royals 1-3, Orioles 3-1 so far on the season. Coming off of the win against Kansas City last night, 6-4, Dean Creamer. But today we have Cole Irvin for Baltimore and Alec Marsh for Kansas City, dude.
Yeah, and then, I don't know if you saw this, but Kansas City actually had a 4-0 lead in this game, ended up losing 6-4 last night. And I know the Orioles have been hot on Cole Irvin. I don't think he's really established himself at all up to this point in his career, had a good spring. But, a lot of hype with Kansas City. I think you're going to see them win this game. They got a taste of some success against Baltimore early last night. This time, I think they get the job done. Give me the cycle for Bobby Witt Jr.
Wow.
And I'm going to say the Royals will outpitch Baltimore in this one, winning 3-1.
So you said Royals and the under.
Yes.
Right. Give me Orioles and the over. No, Orioles and the under. I'll keep saying the under. I think Cole Irvin will pitch well. And I think Baltimore's bullpen will do well. Give me Mountcastle. Hit for the cycle, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Crazy. Wait, you had the over in the Brewers?
I think so. Yeah. Both pitchers got popped. Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So Orioles and the under. I'll say 4-1. Why not, dude? Next game up, 6:40 p.m. now in Miami, baby. The Marlins taking on the Angels. Tickets as low as $4, Brian. Miami minus 145 here at home as Jesus Luzardo gets, I think, his second start of the season already against Tyler Anderson, former Dodger. Great, dude. Batting practice could be for Miami. But Miami, 0-5 start to the season. 0-5 at home as well. Angels, surprisingly, 2-2 here. What do you got, dude?
Definitely give me the Marlins. I think Trout hit 2 home runs last night, if I'm not mistaken.
In a win.
But Luzardo, 7 scoreless. And I think they're going to beat the Angels in this one. I'm going to say 7-2.
Yeah, I think Jesus comes in here and pitches really well. I think that guy Meyer from last night, barely lasted 5 innings. Bullpen did not help him at all. Obviously, Angels' bats were hot. Miami's not going to lose every game. Give me Luzardo. Give me Miami. And the over, I think 7-4, dude. Did you go over too?
Yes.
Jeez. All right, next game up here. Let's go. Still 6:40 p.m. We're going to be in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank Park. We know that the Phillies taking on the Reds once again. Phillies favorited once again, -140. 8.5 is your over-under. We know Cincy lost this game last night in 10 innings. But tonight, we have Spencer Turnbull there for the Phillies and a familiar face in Graham Ashcraft for the Reds, Brian. Can Ashcraft do the impossible?
Yeah, I
Really?
think he can. I told you, Phillies usually start slow. I love the Reds. Ellie De La Cruz seems like he's getting a steal every game. How about give him a dinger? Let's get some runs on the board today. I'm going to say the Reds are going to defeat the Phillies here 8-3.
I don't know, man. I think Ashcraft gets popped. Let's go. Seen him do well against the Mets last season. Not going to happen now against the Phillies. And Spencer, you never know. Could be a hit or miss. But Alec Boehm has been killing it on my fantasy team for the Phillies. Batting .333 with 4 ribbies already on the season. Give me a 2-for-4 night from him for me, plus a dinger. And he leads the Phillies to a 5-2 victory. So give me Phillies and the under, Brian. Next game up, 6:50 p.m. now. Tampa Bay, the Rays, taking on the Rangers here in Tropicana Field for the second time. The Rays here, -150. We have Andrew Heaney, another familiar face for the Rangers, pitching against Zach Eflin, another familiar face there for the Rays. And we know the Rays dropped the game at 9-3 last night to the Rangers. What do you got for game 2 of this series?
Yeah, I think the Rangers are far better than the Rays. This could be that down year for the Rays. I don't know. I mean, you got a Rosarena, but other than that, I mean, what else do you really have? I love all the hitting on the Rangers. I think they hit Eflin hard early and win this game 8-2. So Rangers in the over.
Yeah, I totally agree with the Rangers in the over as well. I think we hammered that last night. First game, by the way, for Eflin, his last start against Toronto. Popped
against
6
Toronto.
Earned runs against Toronto. Give me a break here. And also, I feel like Heaney, I mean, maybe he goes 5 innings too.
But against that offense, he could strike out 9 and give up 1 earned.
Yeah, true. But still, I think he'll give up a few runs. Rangers and the over, baby. Next game up, 7:10. Citi Field, Flushing, Queens. The Mets looking to get their first win of the season still. Adrian Hauser, potential rain out here against Casey Mize.
Oh, yeah.
The Mets, though, -130, over under 7.5. Who's on the offense? Who's winning the game? What do you got, dude?
If this game actually gets played, the Mets are going to win 10-2. I think there's just so much pent-up frustration here. And let's be real. I know, people, the Tigers are getting better, but the Tigers are still not a great team, Tony. So I think this would be the spot where we would see an offensive explosion. Hopefully the game gets played. But give me the Mets in the over.
So tough, dude. I mean, I would say give me Mets and the under, to be honest. They win 5-2. Next game, 7:40 p.m. The Chicago White Sox, Brian. They take on the Atlanta Braves there at Guaranteed Rate Field in Chicago, Illinois. Chicago +190. The home dogs over under 8.5 there. Garrett Crochet on the mound for the White Sox, and Reynaldo Lopez on the mound for the Braves. Don't know much about Lopez, but he's in the Braves, so he's probably good. The Braves 3-1 here. Just beat the White Sox yesterday 9-0, Brian. What do you got?
I mean, and Ronaldo Lopez, he was actually a former White Sox. Remember, Elder got sent down. He won the 5th starter job.
Oh, Bryce Elder, that's right, dude.
But speaking of guarantees, I guarantee the Braves win this game. I don't think it's going to be close. I think it's 6-0. So Braves in the under.
Braves in the under, dude. Yeah, I think Braves in the over. I think they score a lot. Maybe give up 2 runs. They win 7-2. Let's go. Next game here. 7:40 p.m. still. Chicago again as the Cubs are taking on the Rockies here at Wrigley Field. Chicago minus 190. So you have Kyle Freeland, dude. Talk about batting practice starting for the Rockies, and Javier Assad starting for the Cubs. Assad, dude. 8.5 is your over under. Cubs won last night 5-0 against the Rockies. You know, they suck, dude.
Had a no-hitter. Was it into the 7th?
Was it really?
Yeah, he had like 8 strikeouts, maybe 1 hit allowed.
Bastard.
Great performance, but Colorado is awful. So I think the Cubs will win this game. Let's say 4-1. So Cubs in the under.
Yeah, hammer that. Cubs under. I'll say 5-1, Brian. How about that, dude? Dansby Swanson with a dinger. Why not? Next game up, we're going to be in Houston now for 8:10 p.m. as the Astros take on the Blue Jays yet again, dude. Bremer Valdez, Jose Barrios, dude. Houston minus 110, obviously. Over under 8.5. Valdez, no hitter?
No hitter. But I'd say
No.
nice, solid 5-2 victory for Houston. So Astros in the under could be a long season for the Blue Jays.
Gosh, you know, I think you're totally right there. I think it will be a long season for the Blue Jays. The over-under, though, I mean, Houston obviously hit the over on themselves. No, give me Houston in the over. Why not, dude? I don't know, 6-3? 6-3. Let's go Astros, baby. Next game up here. Still 9:40 here as the A's are taking on the Red Sox. Again, specifically on Nesson, Brian, coming from the Nesson Plus, from the Coliseum here. Looks like Oakland plus 140. Obviously, the home dogs. Over under, 8.5. Alex Wood getting the start for it there for the A's, and the highly touted Riley's favorite Brian Bayo getting the start there for the Red Sox. Red Sox won yesterday. Again, another team getting the over on themselves there. 9-0 victory over the A's. What do you got?
Yeah, I'm going to say Red Sox and the over. I tried picking the A's. Ruiz got called downgraded.
Yeah,
Good thing I picked him in the 11th round of my fantasy draft. And I guess there's some thing players have been wearing wristbands saying, like, it's some joke about how the Coliseum's the last dive bar, how bad the owner's getting tight or something. I don't know. It's just a mess there in Oakland. Kind of ridiculous. But, as much as I don't like the Red Sox, I think they'll hammer the A's, maybe 10-2 this one.
Wow, really? Excuse me. I can see good pitching today. Alex Wood, Bayo. Give me Red Sox in the under. Maybe they win 4-1. Let's go, baby. Next game up. You know it. It's the Yankees. It's 9:40 p.m. in Arizona there. Yankees, even on the money line. Arizona minus 120 as Nestor Cortez gets his second start of the year against Zach Gallen, also on the second start of the year. Cortez not coming off a great start, but the Yankees obviously on the hot start as they are 5-0. The bats, we know. Can Zach Gallen do anything about that, Brian?
I think he'll have some success and will outpitch Nestor. I kind of am thinking Nestor 5 2/3, 3 earns. Hopefully, he'll keep getting better every start. Gallen might limit the Yankees to 2 runs over 6, but once they tap into the bullpen, I think they will have success. And Aaron Judge is going to hit his first home run of the season. And the Yankees, with another comeback victory here, are going to defeat Arizona here. I'm going to say 7-4. So Yankees and the over.
I'll go Yankees in the under. Why not? Nestor's huge bounce back game. 6 innings, 1 earned run. Zach Gallen also does a good job at extinguishing some of the fire the lineup has been put out there for the Yankees. But nonetheless, Yankees still win. I don't know. I'll say 4-2. Keep it tight. Next game up here. Let's scroll back down. Oh, Seattle. We're back in Seattle here. The Mariners taking on the Gardeners. The Guardians once again in T-Mobile Park. Seattle minus 120 as Luis Castillo getting the nod against Shane Bieber. Interesting pitching matchup. Castillo did not have a great first start of the season, only lasting 5 innings with 6 hits given up and 7 earned runs. Pretty interesting there. What do you see here?
Mariners in a pitcher's duel. I believe it was a 1-run game yesterday. It will be a 1-run game today. And I think Mariners win this one 3-2. So Mariners in the under.
I do love that. Give me, honestly, the Guardians in the upset, if you ask me here. Shane Bieber coming off an 11 strikeout game. I say he gets 8 strikeouts maybe tonight. Him and Castillo, like you said, pitchers duel. Guardians win, though. Hold out in the 9th inning. They win 3-2. Let's go. Guardians in the under. Next game up here still 9:40 p.m. Just 2 games left. We're going West Coast now as the Padres continue their series against the Cardinals in Petco Park. San Diego -135 on the money line. Over under 7.5. St. Louis did win last night 6-2. We got Miles Mikolas, though, on the mound with a 10.38 ERA so far through 1 start. Hugh Darvish, though, on the mound for the Padres should be silencing the Cardinals. What do you got?
Love the Padres to bounce back tonight. I think they do most of the scoring and win this one 6-2. What was the total?
7.5.
So Padres in the over.
Give me Padres and the under. They win 5-1. Darvish dialed. Next game, last game, the Dodgers. Speaking of dialed here, Freddie Freeman running the bags like a maniac here. Taking on the Giants once again at Dodger Stadium. Of course, the Dodgers favored at -150. Undecided on the mound for them as you have Logan Webb getting the start for the Giants. Honestly, maybe the upset spot Brian's looking for. What do you got?
Upset spot that I'm looking for, 5-2 Giants. So Giants in the under. Webb striking out 9 over 7 innings.
I know, like, who the hell? I mean, bullpen game for the Dodgers? Like, what are we doing here? But they just got hammered, I feel like, last night. So tough, dude. I do like Logan Webb, too. But I'm going to go Dodgers again. I'm going to go chalk here. Give me Dodgers in the under. No. Dodgers in the over. They win 5-4, just on the over.
And that is your baseball frenzy. I think it's because I was thinking about hockey that we're going to talk about before we wrap up. But Domac, what do you think? 6-0 tonight, or?
Yeah. For sure. I'm thinking 6-0 today, and then I'm thinking we're due for a loss. So then
the
we're gonna
getaway game.
Yeah,
I think it's what is it, 3:40 before we fly back off day. I kind of think that as well. And you think Nestor has a good performance or kind of shaky again?
I mean, if he has another shaky performance, I'm gonna be kind of worried, if I'm gonna be honest. But I think he's gonna have a bounce back game. I don't know if it's gonna be 1 earned run like Tony was saying, but I think 2 earned. 5. He's probably not going to go a full 6. Probably 5 1/3, 5 2/3 maybe. But
you think really Judge gets going? Good hit in the first inning, but then after that, didn't really do anything.
I don't know, because I feel like maybe right now, honestly, I feel like he's just taking a back seat. I feel like he's just kind of seeing what everyone's doing, because I feel like when it comes to Judge and good players like that, I mean, like, obviously, like, it is hard to like just play baseball. But I feel like sometimes when you have players like that, they kind of like want to see what the rest of the team does before they try and just put everything on their back. So I think sooner or later, Aaron Judge will start to really dial it in. So I'm not really that worried.
Yeah. I like I said before, I think he hits a dinger tonight. But we will see. But let's sprint, Tony, to the world of the National Hockey League.
Here he comes. McDavid shoots. Top shelf. He scores. Captain with the overtime winner. That's the middle break. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping. Rink Washington made the full split save.
Are you kidding me?
Turn. Side of the net. Between the legs, and they score! Filthy. David Pastrnak. The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
All right. So the Rangers 5-game winning streak snapped last night, losing 5-2. Really, after Jonathan Quick was honored pregame, kind of all downhill from there. The Penguins getting on the board, I think 15 seconds into the game. And kind of just wasn't really in it the rest of the way. Brian Rust had that goal, a tip in from Crosby, his 25th. I didn't realize Russ was as good as he is. They were kind of Joe and Sam were kind of hyping him up. And then Crosby later in the period, his 36 made it 2-0. And I don't think in the first the Rangers had that many good like offensive possessions.
No.
Second period, they got a ton of shots, but got absolutely ungats. Both teams not scoring. But then once the Penguins extended to 3-0 on Bernstrom's goal, a goal that they challenged, which I thought it was going to get overturned, to be honest, but it wasn't. They did have the Kakko goal overturned to make it 3-1, and Roslovic answered to make it 3-2, where you thought, okay, you have a chance, but then you go empty net there with a couple minutes remaining.
So
Russ
tough.
is second, 26, and then Crosby had another empty netter. There was a lot of fighting in this game. And of course, a team like the Penguins that has a lot of veterans, but isn't going to be in the playoffs. So I guess you don't need to like overreact to this, but it just seemed like a game you could have won, and you didn't.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could have, definitely should have. I don't know, dude. It's tough. I mean, I guess Alex Nedeljkovic
played well. They
played
thought the
so
emergency
well,
goalie
dude.
was going to come in. They kept talking about that because I guess he was kind of hunched.
Yeah. I don't know.
Nedeljkovic,
Yeah, I don't know what his deal was necessarily, but he played really well.
Yeah.
That second period, I want to say the Rangers hit the post like 4 times.
Oh, it was
dude.
so
annoying, bro.
Yeah.
They just could not score. And however many scrambles there were in front of the net, the puck just never found its way through the back. I mean, literally, that goal by Kakko, like Alex had to literally catch that and then bring it into the net in order. And he kind of like
tried to play it off.
He did try because he blew it, dude. He kind of lost his balance and fell in a little bit.
Did.
So like that shouldn't even been a goal. And again, I think that the score, I think, poorly reflects how the Rangers played. Obviously, I think the Rangers, I mean, at the end of the day, I think that they really took the Penguins for granted and were like kind of like came into this game a little lackadaisical, found themselves in a 2-0 hole in the first period.
Picked it up halfway through when it was too late.
Literally, and it was too late. And at that point, Nedeljkovic had enough confidence in himself to stop whatever the Rangers were putting out there. And obviously, again, the 2 empty netters at the end of the game, like it was a 3-2 game, you could say. And then the empty netters, obviously made it 5-2 here. So you kept it really within 1 goal for the most part. You stopped the Penguins from scoring. Unfortunately, there was that freaking breakaway. I forget who it was, but fumbled the puck at the blue line.
Yeah.
And it was just an absolute breakaway. I think it was Crosby, right? Had that goal in the third period.
Yeah, it was.
And I mean, a breakaway for Crosby, it's chalk city there. And he ate it up, dude. You can't be doing that. Like, obviously with Crosby on the ice. So that was obviously I think it was Bemstrom. That was the breakaway, 7th of the season. Yeah, it was some young guy, no name. Really shouldn't even had a goal there. Nonetheless, dude, I guess, obviously you saw in the next game here. Penguins are going to be they're nobody. Okay. Rangers are somebody.
Everybody left. I mean, the only team that has a shot at the playoffs is Philadelphia. Everyone else pretty much. I mean, maybe Islanders, but probably not. New Jersey, Detroit, Montreal, New York, Philadelphia, Islanders again, and then Ottawa. So you feel good about that schedule. I think they should kick the Devil's ass because I think they should be pissed about this loss.
Oh, yeah, dude.
By the way, Dempsey Stakeout would have worked last night. I was checking $125 a ticket for 200 level last night. I was so pissed.
What?
Obviously, we would have been pissed if we went to the game.
Yeah.
But I think looking at next season, that might be the strategy to go end of the year because I think that's really your best chance.
Especially if they're clinched in already
clinched,
playing a team who's already
like that
out.
game against Ottawa, you could probably get in the door probably under $100.
You're probably right.
Everything locked up 100%.
In the NHL, do they play like all the starters keep playing
every game?
Yeah,
every game.
Like in the NBA, when you want to go to a game, like after probably last week, maybe a week and a half ago, you kind of like can't because like if I want to go see the Celtics play, like let's say like
my sister who lives in Boston, her and her kids and husband, they're going to the last home game of the season. They got like some suite.
Yeah.
And are going to get to like, I think high five the players or something.
Oh, that's
pretty cool.
But last game of the season, Celtics, I mean, probably
Tatum's
nobody's playing.
Porzingis ain't playing.
Yeah.
He's already injury prone. He ain't playing. And Tatum probably playing. That's about it.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing that sucks about the NBA is like you can't go end of the year.
Hey, when was the last time you went to a Celtics game?
A year, 2 years ago. The last good one I went to was my freshman year, 2 years ago, when the Celtics had a terrible first half of the year. Then they turned around the second half and went to the finals. We went during one of the second half games against like the Thunder, and it was a crazy game, and that was cool. But since then, I've been telling my dad, because we always go once a year. I'm like, dude, we got to wait for the finals. They're going to make it to the finals. So now he's getting pissed at me because I haven't gone. He's like, dude, what are we doing?
Yeah. So we'll see. Playoffs around the corner for sure. And for the Rangers here, I think they should be able to win the rest of the games, like the majority of them, and hold on to that number 1 seed. That's really all the focus is right now. But fully confident in next game. I'd be very surprised if they have a similar effort tomorrow.
I mean, yeah, dude, listen, I think that they maybe won the West a little bit. I'm sure Laviolette really laid into them. And I mean, the box score again, like we said, they picked it up too little, too late. And our star players couldn't find the back of the net, dude.
Yeah.
Trouba's first game back.
Yeah. But I think this will be a distant memory by the time the horn sounds. Against the Devils
dude.
Tomorrow. So let's hope for the best, and obviously excited for the playoffs. And I do think it's a one-off scenario. So, that's pretty much it. Is there binge buddies later?
Binge buddies tonight, dude. 8 p.m. Michael and I are gonna be seeing Godzilla today. Actually, the new Godzilla movie.
Who's more pumped, you or Michael?
Michael's definitely more pumped, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I am excited for it because, I mean, Godzilla is cool.
Right.
Like, I love the Godzilla movies, but it's just like how many times am I going to see Godzilla on the big screen? Like, how many times are we seeing the story? And it's Godzilla and Kong, and it seems kind of new because now they're, of course, I mean, but like classic, like they're teaming up now against a bigger foe. And it's just like, again, I get it because, like, Godzilla, you watch the old ones from like the 60s and it's terrible because they're like literally action figures fighting.
Mm-hmm.
Like now you have cool graphics and CGI and whatnot. So it looks better. Like it's worth the remaster and the remake. But again, it's just like this movie has been remade like every 3 years, I feel,
Yeah.
But there's a lot of hype around this one. I've heard some great things. And honestly, the last Godzilla movie, the Godzilla -1, was freaking awesome. Like it was a great story. There was great acting in it. Like there was actual good story to it. It's not just, oh wow, like it's all about the reveal of Godzilla. Like there was a good story to it. So I'm hoping that this continues good story, but I am not that confident, dude.
Speaking of not being confident, more confident in that if they play a Met win, or you enjoying this movie?
Me enjoying the movie.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's
dude.
Crazy.
That's tough.
I mean, I enjoy most movies, I will say. At the end of the day, it still was entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, the Mets aren't entertaining.
Well,
True.
Hope for the best. Maybe it's good if they get rained out today, but I think it's supposed to rain a lot tomorrow too. Actually,
so rain out both games. Honestly, don't play, dude.
So we'll see what happens. Pumped to watch the Yankees later. Hopefully, I can make it past the 7th tonight. We'll see.
You think you will?
Probably not.
Likely that you make it through the whole game, or the Mets win if they play.
I would say the Mets winning.
Wow.
It's too much.
So
I want to get up early. I got to do a bunch of stuff tomorrow.
Yeah, that's so annoying, dude.
Yeah, but I need to watch. I mean, maybe they could be winning 10-0, and then I could go to bed.
Yeah,
we'll see. But yeah, great time of year on another great show. Great having Domac back. And appreciate everybody who commented, liked, and subscribed. Shout out to your mother for saying good morning, fellas. Anything for lunch for you today, Tony?
She has one for lunch.
Josh B. Frenzy, by the way.
Leftover Chinese food. I think I have some pineapple rice, dude.
That sounds great.
I'm pretty hyped about it.
Starving right now.
Yeah, me too.
Also, we encourage everybody to take a look at the archives on the YouTube page. Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume. Merch, downtimetv.com. Want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the games. Let's go Yankees.
Let's go Mets.
And we will see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do.